The NFC East is a very interesting division, as there are two clear-cut division frontrunners and two teams that are rebuilding and or looking up. Unless some serious injuries happen or the football team or the Giants play out of their mind in 2020, the Cowboys or the Eagles will more than likely win the division. We very well could see a 2,000 total yard running back in the division this year, a 5,000 yard passing quarterback, and a pass rusher with 15 sacks. This division consists of players like Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz, Saquon Barkley, and Chase Young, and while those four players are expected to be great, there are going to be players that step up and break out in 2020. This will be the 7th division we do out of 8, and before we get started, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as all support is very much appreciated. Now let's begin. And we start today's video with Darius Slayton of the New York Giants. Slayton in his rookie year caught 8 touchdowns, which in 2019 was more than players like Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, and George Kittle. Darius has great potential to grow with young quarterback Daniel Jones, and the Giants at this point in time look to have themselves a steal in Slayton for the foreseeable future. He is just 23 years old, and the sky is the limit for him and Jones being the Giants quarterback. They should only grow their chemistry as the further they get into their 20s. The Giants receivers aren't all that great, and this benefits Slayton as he can be the number one option in this offense, and he probably will outproduce CeeDee Lamb of the Cowboys simply because of the volume he will receive this year. Slayton had 84 targets last year, and catching 57% of one's passes thrown in their direction isn't good no matter how they slice it, and I would imagine that goes up this year. While it certainly won't ever be 100% unless it's something like one catch then a season-ending injury, which we don't ever want to see, catching 72 passes on 72 targets just isn't a reality in the NFL or at any level for that matter. But with another year of continuity and another year to grow with young quarterback Daniel Jones, this should result in a higher percentage of catches for Darius this year. Not only that, but Darius was a 5th round pick, so naturally he didn't receive a lot of targets at the beginning of the year last year. And over the course of the final 7 games of 2019, he received 53 of his 84 targets, and expanding that to a full 16-game season, Darius would receive over 120 targets, haul in 71 of those, and go for over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns. Now, I don't know if Darius will go for those numbers, but he will step up and force defenses to take away some looks from Saquon this year. If defenses send 8 or 9 men in the box, then Daniel Jones will throw jump balls up to Slayton time and time again, and he proved in 2019 he can make a 50-50 ball an 80-20 ball. Slayton will break out in 2020. And next we go to Dallas to discuss tight end Blake Jarwin. Jarwin was an undrafted free agent that came into the league back in 2017, and he has slowly molded himself into the Cowboys offense, having 27 catches in 2018 and 31 catches in 2019. Now, what's important to know when looking at Jarwin is he put up 31 catches for 365 yards and 3 touchdowns as the number 2 tight end last year, with Jason Witten putting up over 60 catches and over 500 yards as the Cowboys' number 1 tight end last year. With Witten now playing in Las Vegas, Blake can step up and become the Cowboys' number 1 tight end. The only thing that concerns me with Jarwin and the production he can put up in 2020 is how many better receivers there are to throw the ball to than him on the same offense. Zeke will probably get over 300 carries in his own right, and Amari Cooper will probably get 100 catches or very close to that in his own right. Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb will also receive a lot of targets, and we can see fairly quickly that Jarwin won't be too high on options for Dak Prescott. I do think he can be productive though, as we saw Jason Witten at 37 years old put up better numbers than Jarwin ever has, and I think it's fair to say Jarwin can be better at age 26 than Witten was at 37. Not only that, but I do think over the course of 2019, Witten was 100% playing the role of mentor and certainly helping the young tight end out of how to get better, as Witten certainly knew he wasn't going to be the guy for the next 5 to 10 years. Targets are the only thing that concerns me with Jarwin, but I do think that over the course of the 2020 season, he will get his fair share and have a great 4th year. And next is the football team's receiver, Terry McLaurin. Terry had a great rookie season as he had over 900 yards with not great quarterback play to say the least. For every great rookie receiver there was in 2019, like DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Deebo Samuel, and Marquise Brown, all had better quarterback play than McLaurin, and that's an understatement. Terry had to deal with Case Keenum and Dwayne Haskins throwing him the football, while the aforementioned receivers all had playoff quarterbacks, and one was even the MVP of the league. So naturally for Terry, it will be a little harder for him to produce and consistently at that because of the lack of great quarterback play, but he proved in 2019 that he can produce. He had 3 100-yard games and had 6 games with a touchdown, and had just 3 games with 4 targets or less. In 2020, the football team will probably be losing a lot, so I honestly think Terry will be getting a lot of garbage time fantasy points, but as we know, numbers don't care whether they come in a close game or a 41-13 blowout. Because of this, McLaurin could honestly put up some gaudy numbers while they are getting beat, and just being honest, I don't think Washington has a good 2020 record-wise, and if that upsets you, then so be it, because they are not a top 7 NFC team and will not make the playoffs unless Chase Young has 30 sacks and become Lawrence Taylor on steroids. It's just not happening. Anyways, back to Terry, but with the garbage time comment, I do want to make clear, I think he's very talented and will be a great receiver soon enough. It's just his numbers could look very inflated in the next year or so, and not that he's bad or anything like that. Terry will go for over 1,000 yards in 2020 if he stays healthy. The corners in his division aren't great aside from Darius Slayton, and he should feast on them relatively consistently. He played in 14 of the 16 games last year, so if he plays in all 16 this year, there's no reason to think he can't be a 1,200 plus yard receiver and have 10 touchdowns even with Dwayne Haskins throwing him the ball. Terry will break out in 2020 and give the football team's fans something to cheer about. And we wrap today's video up with JJ Arcega-Whiteside of the Philadelphia Eagles. JJ didn't have the best rookie year, as Eagles fans clowned him a lot for a combination of dropping passes and other receivers from the same draft class simply having more success than he did. However, he can rebound and flourish in year 2 for a few reasons. If you're a fan of my channel, then you know I am a huge Jalen Reagor fan and think he can really break out this year, but there's absolutely no reason JJ can't do the same. In fact, 2020 may even favor Arcega-Whiteside even more, because unlike Jalen, he has the experience of one NFL season down and knows what to expect more than he does. Not only that, but his chemistry with quarterback Carson Wentz should only help him in year number 2, while the chemistry from Carson to Jalen will still be in the growing stages. And this isn't to say both can't be successful or only one can be while the other fails. It's nothing like that. It's just JJ has the edge in experience, and with young players, sometimes this matters. I don't think he will be a 100-catch, 1,500-yard player or anything like that, but I do think he could get up anywhere from 55 to 70 catches, 7 to 900 yards, and 5 to 8 touchdowns. There's no reason Jalen Reagor can't do the same either. This offense was consistently injured in 2019, so staying healthy will certainly be a goal for Philly this year. The corners for JJ won't be great, as he gets to avoid Darius Slayton on Sundays, but does get to go against him every day of the week, and who knows how much Darius Slayton could have already improved Whiteside and Reagor. Iron sharpens iron, and we will soon find out how the Eagles receivers look in 2020. And with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.